There's a story that says at birth there's a thread tied to us. One end is tied to who you are, and the other is tied to the one you are to become. And though this thread may stretch and tangle, the thread that weaves us together will never break, connecting us to the one we are most meant to be. And perhaps most encouraging of all, even in the darkest of times when it seems that all connection is lost, even then, the thread will never truly break, connecting us to the one we are most meant to be. This is a beautiful story with a beautiful message, and I like to think that it goes even a step further, because the thread that weaves us together really doesn't just connect one of us, but it connects all of us. Our family, our friends, our peers, the people we influence, the people who influence us, our role models, the people we look up to. Don't these people also have things to teach us, to help us to grow into the one we are most meant to be? I believe the answer is yes. They do have things to teach us. Because though this thread may stretch and tangle, the thread that weaves us together will never break, connecting us to the one we are most meant to be. Hi, I'm Jonas Kane, owner of #Positivity, where I work as a positivity consultant, learning experience designer, and facilitator of fascination. The story you just heard highlights the third pillar of positivity, which is the importance of developing high-value relationships. This is important because at the very least, relationships make our day-to-day experiences with others more positive. And at the very most, it provides valuable social support that can catch us when we're experiencing low points in our lives. For 3 decades, I've been a presenter of some kind, whether as an entertainer, teacher, or facilitator, and what I've come to understand is that the single biggest predictor of success is our ability to connect with others. Think about it. Every time we turn on our microphone in a Zoom meeting, stand to deliver a presentation, or answer the phone to talk with a customer, we're entering situations where our success will be determined by how well we're able to connect with others. President Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people." In other words, we could be the most knowledgeable and skillful people in our trade, but if we haven't learned how to demonstrate genuine care and respect for others, then no one's going to care what we know or what we can do for them. Take a moment now and think about your own first-hand experience with this, whether at work, at home, or in the community, or anywhere else. How have your relationships contributed to your experiences? If you have a pen and paper handy, I encourage you to jot down a few thoughts on this now. At its core, relationships are all about influence. The people we influence, as well as the people who influence us. And we can think of the nature and direction of these relationships kind of like the 4 directions of a compass. We have the relationships with our peers, with our leaders, with our followers, and with ourselves. If we think of the directions of a compass, our relationships with peers run east to west. These relationships are an important part of growing into who we are most meant to become, because peers can relate to us in a way that few others can. Peers may be defined as those of a similar age, but they may also include people who share a common interest, belong to the same club, perform the same kind of work, or who are generally at the same kind of skill level as you in a certain way. Finding at least one peer that we can confide in can do wonders for enhancing our resilience to facilitate positive experiences. Heading north on the compass are the relationships with leaders or mentors. These relationships are important because these are the people who have been where we are and are now where we most hope to go. Leaders may be defined as a parent, grandparent, aunt, or uncle. Maybe they are respected business people in the community. Maybe they're a boss or supervisor. Or they may even be a celebrity of some kind, someone who's made it to the top of their field, in a field that we most hope to succeed in. On the value of leaders and mentors, the Greek philosopher Epictetus wrote, "One of the best ways to elevate your character immediately is to find worthy role models to emulate." Heading south on the compass are the relationships with followers, with the people we mentor. These relationships are important because they provide us with an opportunity to pay forward our knowledge, skills, and resources to people who are just starting out. Just as others helped us when we were just starting out, adding value to others by sharing our passion and wisdom with them can do wonders not only for enhancing their resilience, but our own resilience as well, conspiring together to facilitate positive experiences. And lastly, the very center of the compass is your relationship with yourself. This is perhaps the most important relationship of all, because no matter where you go and no matter what happens in your life, the only person who will always be there for you is yourself. This relationship is at the very center of the compass because it is the foundation for all other relationships. In every moment, we are somewhere inside this compass, and when we decide that we want to facilitate positive experiences for ourselves, for our peers, for our followers, and for our leaders, then we can see that every moment is an opportunity to take out this compass, assess the direction of our influence, and work to develop high-value relationships. Take a moment now and reflect on the relationships in your life. Do your relationships represent each of the 4 directions outlined here? And in what area would you like to improve your relationships? We know the value of relationships, so the natural next question is, what can we do to foster these high-value relationships or improve the ones we already have? In every relationship, there are 3 core questions that need to be answered. And when we're able to answer these questions affirmatively and demonstrate the answers, we're able to lay a foundation for developing positive relationships. These questions are, do you care about me? Can you help me? Can I trust you? These questions make up the sincerity, competence, and integrity test. And if we pass this test, we are then empowered to enter relationships with clarity, confidence, and courage. Here's how they work. It's been said that people won't care how much we know until they know how much we care. And that's why the question, do you care about me, is the first relationship question, because it demonstrates sincerity. When we can answer this question affirmatively, we demonstrate our sincerity in not only that we care, but why we care. Can you help me is the competence question, and it's not so much a question of technical skill or intellectual knowledge as it is a question of our ability to set aside our differences and with humility work together in harmony with the nature and direction of our relationship. When we can answer this question affirmatively, we demonstrate our competence in being of service. And finally, can I trust you is the integrity question. This is about how our actions express our inner values, when what we do reflects who we are. When we can answer this question affirmatively, we demonstrate that we can be trusted because of our integrity. Because what we say dances in harmony with our values, and our values dance in harmony with our actions. The happiest and most positive people in life are those who have developed high-value relationships with others, providing valuable social support to work together to facilitate positive experiences for themselves and those they influence. If you and the people you influence are ready to enjoy the benefits that this positivity pillar can provide, then I have some resources set aside just for you. visit #positivity.com/contactcenternation. On that page, you'll find the companion workbook for this presentation, which dives deeper into these principles and also offers additional practices to help you develop high-value relationships. I'll leave you with one final piece of encouragement, and it's called the 101% principle. This principle states that we find the 1% that we have in common, and then we give that common ground 100% of our effort. When we do, that's when we get to experience real magic. It's been a joy being here with you today. Until next time, my name is Jonas Kane. Stay positive.